all there, right?
I got that.
You know, because like if you take something that's like got dimension and it's painted, and then you outline it in black, it changes to look like a
And we're all set.
cartoon illustration.
Okay.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Trustee Cheney?
Here?
Trustee Foster? Here. Mayor Newhart?
Here?
Trustee McKnight?
Here.
Benjamin Gailey?
Here.
And Trustee Calora is absent.
Okay, may I have a motion to accept the minutes of August 8th, 2025?
So move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And a motion to accept the following reports of July 2025, Clerk's Office and Tax Collection Report, Treasurer's Statement of Revenue and Expenditures, Justice Department, Planning Department, Building Department, Department of Public Works, and June 2025 Department of Public Works Report. All reports are on file in the Clerk's Office.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And may I have a motion for authorization to pay all approved and audited claims in the amount of $71,191.70?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There's no police report tonight. The chief is out of town, but he'll give us a report at the next meeting. Under correspondence this evening, we have a letter from Nicole Hickson, Village of Warwick's Artist in Residence 2025. Nicole, as you know, created the sculpture, the live sculpture in Stanley Deming Park, and it spent the summer there, and it was very well received. And finally, it was taken down, and a lot of people truly enjoyed it, and not only the process for making it, but also as it was growing and changing. So it was a wonderful exposure for her, and also the beginnings of our Artist in Resident program. So I'm very grateful that she was on board. We also have a letter of resignation from Department of Public Works employer Andrew D'Alessandro, and I can only say that he will be terribly missed because he is such a talented young man, and he showed leadership skills, and I was really looking forward to watching him grow in place, but he found a wonderful opportunity, so we wish him the very best. So, and public comments on agenda items only. Sir. Thank you. And so we'll move on to motions, and Trustee Cheney.
Motion to grant permission to Village of Warwick employee Michael Moser to carry over 5 vacation days.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to grant permission to Planning Board Secretary Kristen Bielowski to attend the Orange County Municipal Planning Federation's Planning and Zoning Board Support Staff meeting on Monday, September 29th, 2025, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Orange County Emergency Services Center in Goshen. The training is free to attend, mileage reimbursement to apply.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to appoint William Frank Esquire from Bluestein Shapiro Frank and Barone LLP as attorney to the Village of Warwick Zoning Board of Appeals effective September 1st, 2025.
Second.
I just want to make a comment. Will, welcome aboard. Thank you.
Thank you. I look forward to working with the ZBA and with Mr. Gailey as necessary. We've worked together before on things, and if anybody has any questions of me, I can answer them now. If anybody has anything that comes to mind afterwards, the mayor and Raina have my contact information. I'd be happy to chat with any of you, and appreciate your confidence, assuming this vote is in favor.
Well, let's see.
That's why I'm here. If
Okay.
there's any questions.
Very good. Any questions for Will? So we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to extend the appointment
Excuse myself.
They're very good, I
approved
think.
on April 21st, 2025 of Matthew Highland to the position of Seasonal Department of Public Works Laborer for an additional 18 weeks, 40 hours per week, per the recommendation of DPW Supervisor Michael Moser. Salary will be based on the fiscal year 2025-26 budget.
Okay.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to extend the appointment approved on April 7th, 2025 of James Quackenbush to the position of seasonal Department of Public Works laborer for an additional 12 weeks, 40 hours per week, per the recommendation of DPW Supervisor Michael Moser. Salary will be based on the FY 2025-26 budget.
Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to hire Thomas DeLuca to the position of seasonal Department of Public Works laborer to perform duties of brush pile attendant at Veterans Memorial Park for the period of September through November 2025 during designated brush pile operation dates and times. Start date September 6th, 2025, end date November 30th, 2025, per the recommendation of DPW Supervisor Mike Moser.
Second?
Discussion?
Yes.
Okay, you go first. Go ahead.
I was wondering what the hourly is.
I don't remember.
I think
Is it 17?
I can tell you. I think it is.
Well, while Rain is looking that up, I was wondering because right now it has a direct impact on parking enforcement
Yes,
because Melissa is
Yes.
there for 8 hours of the
Yes.
20 she's allowed to have.
That's correct.
Is it possible to get one of the seasonals to do that, do those 4 hours each day and have them get one day off during the week in lieu of that? For the next 2 weekends? I believe that's what it, or the next 2 weekends.
I can speak to Mike. I
Okay.
don't see why not.
Well, I think it's worth the discussion,
Yeah,
so.
definitely.
This is gonna take a minute.
So he'll be taking over beginning of September then.
Yes,
Okay, so Melissa's just covering for another few weeks.
right. And this is her second, this is at least her is it her second weekend or her third weekend? At least this past weekend was her second. Okay.
Yes, yeah. And she can't go beyond 20 hours, so whatever she works at the brush pile, she has to subtract from her other hourly duties, so. And it's Saturday, which is a very busy time in the village, so.
The salary's gonna take a minute to come up. I'm sorry. It takes a little while
that's
to
okay.
load. We don't have the part-timers in our,
But it's in line.
It is in line, yeah.
Yeah,
oh, for sure.
Yeah, okay. So, you're okay, okay. So, all in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Hi, sorry.
Motion to approve payment number 10 in the amount of $25,408.70 to TAM Enterprises, Inc. for the well number 3 treatment plant project as per the recommendation of Pitt and Garrow and Dosh Consulting Engineers, PC. Funds are appropriated in budget code H.8330.2000.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to accept the proposal from Barton and LaJudas to assist in the preparation and submission of a New York State Water Infrastructure Improvement Act grant and associated supporting documents at a lump sum in the total amount of $4,600. Additional work required beyond the initial fee will be billed according to Barton and LaJudas' current 2025 billing rates. Funds are appropriated in budget code F.1440.4950.
Second.
Discussion, do we know what project we are?
It's the
on?
reservoir tanks again.
Okay. Would they lean on our grant writer as well in terms of this?
I mean, we could certainly coordinate, and any other board members that would like to get involved in reviewing
Yeah.
the previous submittal and seeing what we could do to maybe beef it up.
Did we get a debrief?
Debrief this time. I don't recall
I don't believe-
participating in one,
No, I
so
don't believe so.
yeah, we may
Yeah,
not
maybe
have.
they could review now. Yeah, because you would need an engineer, just because it's more technical.
But a lot of the persuasive arguments aren't necessarily technical.
Right.
Yeah,
The narrative, I think, is really critical.
Yep,
in
yeah,
how-
absolutely.
And how you frame it. And sometimes engineers are more technical than they are
Yeah,
emphatic.
I remember the first review that I
Right.
did on that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very.
Okay, we have a second. All in favor?
What's your pleasure on the next one?
Well, we can discuss it before we even go to it. And so there has been some questions about how this purchase has been, created or made. It is a New York State bid through Sourcewell Purchasing Network, and they do have a contract with New York State. We did receive the green light from Rebecca Rosito from NICOM that as long as there is a state bid in place, then we do not have to go through a formal bidding process. But Barry, you have found some things along the way, and so maybe you could describe that to the board?
Yeah.
And see where we are.
We had not gotten it in the formatting that is appropriate, because with Sourcewell, and I believe also with New York State, their contracts that they have for equipment is based on a certain percentage off the list price. So Sourcewell's was, I believe, 23%. The quote we got today didn't state Sourcewell, it stated New York State, and they gave us, I believe, a 29% discount. But the whole thing, from my perspective at this point, and I feel it's the missing item, is verification and validation that the list price is the same list price that they gave to Sourcewell and they gave to New York State. So once we confirm that, then I'm comfortable we can proceed with this purchase. So my expectation is that the next meeting we'll be able to move ahead. But the deeper we got into it, and the more we found things out, I think we're now on a path that will allow us to use this and use it effectively. And there are some other options that exist relative to how we might consider using it. But Mike Finelli's been really helpful in gathering the information and getting feedback and going back and forth with H.O. Penn, and I believe Kathy Schweitzer's been helping him with it. So,
So what exactly do we need then is it from Sourcewell or from the state of New York?
I don't know that the state gives us the list price. I know Sourcewell will. I reached out to them today in an email. Haven't heard back as to them not being able to, but them providing us with the list price. If it comports to what we have in the quote we received from H.O. Penn, then I think we're in good shape. If not, they're going to have to explain why the list price that they're giving us on the quote is different from the Sourcewell.
Yeah.
And it may have to do with New York State. So, I mean, if it's a more expensive list price for New York State, and it's a bigger deduction, then
It balances out.
it may or may not balance out. So I think we have to just see which is the
Well, list
preferred source.
should never change. That should be from H.O. Penn. And they probably don't sell any of these at list, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
But they're extended with Sourcewell is probably different than New York State. I'm guessing they sell more through the state.
Yeah, no, Sourcewell's national, so
Oh.
it's quite likely that they don't. And I guess it gives us the option of selecting either platform and being able to get the price off of the
We're looking for the
platform
true
that's
cost.
the best.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I support waiting and finding out.
Okay. Very good.
I mean, do they need it? They don't need it right now, right? They have.
Well,
It's
have a little-
it's on its last leg.
It's-
We
it's
shouldn't
touch and
say that
go,
because,
yeah.
but we do have a quote from H.O. Penn that's going to pay us, I think, $15,000, and I think the quote's good for either 30 or 60 days, so we'd be well within that because we
For the
just got the
trade-in.
quote today.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
hope. Okay. So
Oh,
we.
I'm sorry, real quick on this. So it should be H.O. Penn who should provide that list price.
H.O. Penn has provided a list price. We want to validate that list price against the list price that they gave Sourcewell.
So Sourcewell says 23% off list, and New York State says 29% off list. We just want to make sure they're given the same list price
Right,
from H.O.
yes,
Penn.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Very good. So we will skip that motion, withdraw that motion.
Motion to hire Barbara Warren, DBA Warren Records Management, to complete the records inventory and planning project for the Building and Planning Department, DPW, Water Department, and Assessor's Office at a cost not to exceed $15,800 per the recommendation of Village Clerk Records Management Officer Raina Abramson, and authorize the mayor to sign all necessary documents. The project is part of the 2024 to 2025 New York State Archives Local Government Records Management Improvement Fund grant. Funds are appropriated in the fiscal year 2025 to 26 budget code A1410.4950.
Second.
Raina, do you want to give the board a little briefing on the behind the scenes of this?
Yeah, so this was a project, right, that we already went out to bid for when we were applying for the grant last year. And we had Gallego Consulting, Caroline Gallego, do the beginning legwork of the project, which was the entire, feet on the ground inventory. Sadly, Caroline is not feeling well. She's ill and is unable to finish the rest of the project. So we were in a sweet spot where the archives hasn't released yet the second for the fiscal year 25-26 grant application awards, and I think a lot of projects are finished. I was able to recreate the RFP, send it out, and we had 4 great responses, which is wonderful. And I'm really excited to work with Barbara Warren and her husband Alden. I've spoken with them each year that we've gone out for a grant, but they are always booked a year in advance. So I feel really, I feel really grateful that we get to use them and gain their knowledge on our path forward with making sure that we reach that ultimate goal of digitizing everything and having disaster recovery plans. So they're going to come the first, September 12th. They'll be here. So
It's exciting.
Yeah, really excited.
Really great.
Great,
Thank you,
thanks a
Raina,
lot.
for scrambling.
You're
That's
welcome.
that's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, boy.
I know, I was what? But anyway, I'm glad we're at this point, so.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Okay, so we have a second. All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve the New York State Local Retirement System Standard Workday and Reporting Resolution for Village of Warwick Justice Janine Garatano-Wadeson with a record of activities a result of 2.44 days per month.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to grant permission to Stephanie Kowalski and daughter Ava DeFries to host a Wildcat Spirit Wear Shopping Day in the Pavilion of Stanley Deming Park on Saturday, September 13th, 2025 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with setup to begin at 9:30 a.m. and breakdown to be completed by 2:30 p.m. Completed park permit, proof of insurance, and security deposit have been received.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we have a couple of addendums.
You want me to take the first one?
Yes, please, Barry.
Okay. Resolution, Village of Warwick Board of Trustees, confirmation of dedication of 4 village streets. Whereas the village recently discovered that the street inventory maintained by New York State Department of Transportation, DOT, does not list the village streets named Beth Court, Laura Lane, Melissa Court, and Rachel Drive. The Board of Trustees previously accepted dedication of these streets and acquired title to each street by deed dated July 14, 1999, and recorded in the Orange County Clerk's Office on September 29, 2008. DOT requires a board resolution to add these streets to the DOT's street inventory used to determine CHIPS funding. Now therefore it is resolved that the Board of Trustees confirms its prior acceptance of dedication of its ownership of the streets named Beth Court, Laura Lane, Melissa Court, and Rachel Drive, and requests DOT to add these streets to DOT's street inventory for the Village of Warwick.
Second.
Barry, how did you discover this?
Well, when we were doing the lead service line inventory work with Sandra and our 2 engineering interns, we were looking for the areas that, or the developments that were built after 1986, which is the year in which the copper and lead rule went into effect. And as we were looking at it, I was writing down, or I was going through to highlight the streets, and I knew that that development was done post, 1986, and I kept looking for the names and I couldn't find them, and so basically said something's missing, and checked with Kathy, and she confirmed that it wasn't the printout that I had that was was wrong. It just wasn't in there, so we have to do this to do it. I think the disappointing thing is that we've not gotten CHIPS money for those streets for how many years?
But now we
But,
will.
yeah. now
Can we
Ask-
do anything about that?
I don't know.
Can we get some back pay?
That came to mind, yeah.
I don't know, the state doesn't usually,
Yeah.
Yeah, but they made an error, and so they need to.
no,
we made the
we
error.
made the error.
We made the
Yeah,
error.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah.
Apparently, we never applied.
But they were complicit.
Good try.
Okay. Okay, very good.
All they can do is tell us no, right, Carly?
That's
true.
right, that's
That's
all.
right. Okay, so we have a second, and it's a roll call vote.
Okay, trustee Cheney?
Yes.
Trustee Foster?
Yes.
Trustee McKnight?
Yes.
Mayor Newhart?
Yes.
Resolution for the Village of Warwick Board of Trustees approval of U-Audit cost and revenue review agreement. Whereas the Board of Trustees identified an opportunity to recover gross receipts, tax funds, it may be owed by utility providers. The board is desirous of utilizing U-Audit Associates' services to identify and collect refunds for underpayments of gross receipts tax payable to the village. An agreement for such services has been received and reviewed by the board. Now therefore, it is resolved that the Board of Trustees approves the cost and revenue review agreement with U-Audit Associates dated today,
Today's date.
August 18th, 2025, for the refund of underpaid gross receipts tax revenue as presented.
Second.
Ben, I just want to say thank you for your team getting this together
Oh,
for
yeah,
us.
sure.
We appreciate it.
Okay.
So we have a second, and it's a roll call vote.
Okay, trustee Cheney?
Yes.
Trustee Foster?
Yes.
Trustee McKnight?
Yes.
Mayor Newhart?
Yes. Okay. And then we have,
Yeah, one more resolution. I mean, it's not, there's nothing prepared, but it's simple enough. Concerning your EFC financing grant for the, I think that's for a lead pipe inventory. Is
yes,
that-
yes,
Yes, lead service.
lead service line.
Yeah, okay. So the closing on the financing is August 28, and as local counsel, I have to certify that the board has taken certain action, which includes approval of the EFC's project finance agreement. Very thick document, boilerplate, and Raina advises that the board has not voted to approve that agreement, so you should do that tonight and authorize the mayor to sign.
So do you want to form a?
Sure,
motion?
sure. It's a motion to approve the EFC project finance agreement for the lead pipe inventory and authorize the mayor to sign that agreement.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Second is discussion. So
Sure.
you've read it all and
No.
no?
So, yeah,
Has anyone read it?
can we say pending review of attorney?
You're wasting your money having me review that.
They're not gonna change it.
They're not.
Have we, but we've done an EFC finance agreement before,
We
and it
have.
hasn't changed?
Yeah, I have done a number of them, and it's a EFC boilerplate.
They don't, it hasn't changed,
No,
okay.
no.
If it hasn't changed since the last time we agreed to it, then I guess,
Yeah,
No, you're good, really.
okay.
okay.
Is this a roll call vote, or is this?
No, just regular.
Okay, so we have a second. Do you have anything more?
No,
Yeah.
thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And we have some reports this evening. Barry?
Yes, we received recently an update on the DOT paving project in our area. Some of the highlights that I'll share tonight in the Village of Warwick. At West Street, there are going to be lane closures. It's going to be nighttime work, and it's going to carry over probably 1 to 2 weeks. And all that I'm talking about are things that are going to happen within the next 1 to 2 months. In the town of Warwick, Route 17A near Homestead Village Drive, daily lane closures for 3 to 5 weeks. Some outside work in the Village of Warwick, or outside the Village of Warwick, but there is one more, Route 17A between South Street and Iron Forge Road, pavement repair and pavement resurfacing with daily lane closures, and that's expected to take 3 to 5 weeks. And I do spend some time heading towards Middletown and Goshen, and I would just encourage everybody to find alternate routes around that. Between where Jones Mechanical has their building, the old, as Michael and I know, the old Gordons. There's one lane of traffic, and it's controlled by stoplights, and that can back up pretty significantly. And then I just, in closing, just say, utilize any of the sign detours, and as with all work zones and detours, please slow down, pay attention to the signage and roadway instructions and the flaggers and the workers. So just be very careful going through those work zones.
Great, thank you. And school's starting soon, so that's another reason to slow
That will
down.
compound, you're right, yeah.
Tom, do you have anything?
No report?
No report?
No report?
Yeah. Carly?
Sure, we have a few things to report. The pump track is complete, and it looks like the skate park is gonna be completed in October.
October, yes.
Which is
Yeah.
exciting, and
Yeah.
huge thanks to the Lions Club on the pump track and the Kasuga Foundation and the Warwick Skate Park Initiative, and
Yeah.
Bill Lindbergh in particular.
Oh, yeah, amazing, yeah.
For the skate park. Also, the kayak launches have begun going in, and so the one, I understand it, on Orchard Street is up. And there are two more that are planned in the village, one downtown, which will take a little bit more time, and then one in Veterans Memorial Park. So that's really exciting. Also, the mayor and I and Trustee Kalura held a merchants listening session last week, and we got really excellent feedback from the Downtown Merchants Guild and some of the things we can take action on directly. Some of them we can integrate into future funding applications.
Yes.
So that was all very good. And as we've announced previously, we have selected the transportation safety consultant to support us with the Slow Down Warwick campaign, as well as the Transportation Safety Action Plan, and Ben is supporting us in the contracting process, which
Yes.
hopefully we'll be wrapping up and can begin that project soon. Also, I guess related to the Parks and Rec, the contracting process is nearing completion with the consultant that's gonna be supporting the Patriots Path project, and so we'll begin the detailed planning for that
That's great.
soon.
I did have a conversation with James Hamilton today about the seeker, and whether it seems that the seeker should be done on the project plan once the project plan is developed, not now.
Yeah,
It seems odd. So she's going to reach out to New York State Preservation.
Daphne.
DASNY, yeah, and have that conversation so we can hopefully move forward faster, so.
great. Oh, also, I mean, the summer concert series, I think, we've got a new team that's been doing that work, and there's been new musicians playing for us. There's been quite diversity of music.
Mhm.
They've done a great job.
Yeah, I agree. And using the two venues, Stanley Deming Park and Railroad Green, for specific concerts and sort of what their needs are, has been, I think, excellent in terms of that. Very sensitively done, and they're really paying attention to the audience, but also in terms of trying to find a broader audience, which is really great.
Yeah, and we've had actual bands requesting to play at Stanley Deming this year, which
Yes,
I
we
think
have.
is exciting.
It is.
After years of, yeah.
Yeah. Good. I don't really have a report. You basically said everything that I was going to
Oh,
maybe
did I
mention.
steal
No,
your-
nothing, no.
Oh.
Those were all yours. But I do want to say that the skate park, if you haven't visited, is a pretty remarkable and ambitious project. And the men that are working on the park, obviously it's a labor of love, They're there.
And they're skaters themselves.
They are
if I
skaters,
understand it.
yes, they
That's
are.
pretty cool.
And they are very engaged in this project, and they love it. It's heart and soul, and they are skaters, but they're creating what seems like a work of art, like a landscape to skate on. And it's pretty amazing. So if you haven't visited, please do take some time and take a look-see. Because I think, at the end of the day, it's going to be an incredible resource for our community and beyond. So we're very lucky that we received the funding to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So, but we do have to go into executive session, so, and Ben, I need you to be part of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this for the purpose of legal advice?
Yes, so, do you want to do that to see, just confidential?
Sure. Motion to go into executive session to seek confidential advice of counsel.
Okay,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
And when we return, there is no other business that the board will be doing. We'll be closing the meeting at that point.
Can I have the recorder, please?
Don't touch it.